All right, baby, we are officially live. If you only knew what was going on behind the scenes, but we are excited, y'all. We're not going to waste any time. We got an amazing show for you tonight. So if you're joining us for the very first time, I am your host, Coach Terrence Wood. This is the Locker Room Show, where it goes down every single Thursday. We bring in the best of the best to serve you young football players. So tonight we got a great guest, but first, let me introduce my boy that holds me down on the other side of the defense every single week. That is none other than Q, the Guru. What's going on, Guru?
What's going on, my man? Well, it's going right. Take two. It's going heckle me. I love it though. I love it. We got to get live, it going, baby. And we got a great guest on, so we gonna get right to it one more again.
Yes, indeed. I see some people already with us, so I appreciate you guys joining us live. The gentleman that you see in the middle of the screen, you guys, for some, needs no introduction, but I'm a California boy, so I'm very aware of the gentleman in the middle of the screen. CF's champion, I think a state champion. Were you state champion? Okay, state champion at Bishop Amat. Dynamite team, Daylon McCutcheon, a great coach, and Coach Slater. He went on, you guys, to the University of Notre Dame. You guys see the hat on him. Very exclusive program. He's proud. He's got his daughter there right now, so he's live on campus. And this is the great Kory Minor, you guys. So excited to bring Kory tonight. How's it going, big dog? Hold on real quick, Kory. Your mic.
Am I better now?
You're good now.
There we go. Hey, listen, I appreciate guys what you do. I love this show. I love the enthusiasm. I love what you guys do for young men to build men. And so I'm honored to be on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
There you go. So once again, you guys, we're not going to hesitate. We know we're a little bit later tonight. Those that are with us live, thank you for vibing with us. Thank you for riding with us. This is somebody that you're going to get a lot from tonight. Once again, Notre Dame played for the great Lou Holtz and just had an amazing story to share with you. So let's get right into it, Kory. Sure. Obviously, not too many people, man, are willing and daring enough to go from the sunny beaches of LA all the way to South Bend, Indiana, man. College is a hard decision for a lot of young men. What were the key factors in you making that decision?
Since I was 6 years old, I didn't know anything about the school, but I would sit every Saturday morning, Indian style. I have about 6-7 bowls of Captain Crunch cereal, and I'd be glued to this TV, man. The fight song, the pageantry. I should jump around my apartment, man. My mom would say, "Calm down, man." When Notre Dame would score, listen, I was just drawn in, man. I was just drawn in, and I loved every minute of it. I didn't know much about it, but I said, "Mom, one day, Mom, I'm going there. I'm gonna find a way, and God is good, man."
Yeah. Wow. So this was a dream since you were a young boy that you were able to manifest. Not too many people get to do that. I mean, literally call their shot. So when did it dawn on you that it might actually be a reality?
I think for sure, probably into my sophomore, junior year when the letters start coming in. Mm-hmm. And recruiting started to really happen, all because I'm getting tons of accolades and things starting to happen. And then all of a sudden I said, wait, okay, is this possible? USC's, the Miami's of the world, the Florida States, the Colorados, you name it, but still no Notre Dame. And then to one day in April, I went to the mailbox, and there was tons of these letters in there. I saw, in any school, West Coast, East Coast, you name it. I pulled it all out, and I dropped one letter. I dropped the letters on the ground. So I went down to pick it up, and I came back up, and I kid you not, like a movie. There was the sun was shining on this one letter that was still in the box. I kid you not, and it was gleaming. And I saw a kind of a dome-shaped helmet in the corner of the envelope. And I said, man, could this be? And so, man, I reached in and grabbed that letter, and I took it out, and I yelled out the biggest scream you can imagine at the mailbox. My mom came out, "Are you okay? You okay?" And at that moment in time, tears just start running down my face profusely because I thought about all the people who said I couldn't do it, it won't do it, single mom, black, not good enough, it won't ever happen, give it up, get a new dream. And at that moment, I realized that anything you put your mind to and work toward is possible. So I go back upstairs, I give my mom all this mail from other schools. She hugs me. I give her Notre Dame, bro, and she just, tears just on both sides. We embraced probably about for 3 hours, felt like it, man. And that same night, I kid you not, fellas, the same night, Lou Holtz called my phone, the same exact night I got this letter. He said, Kory Minor, number 4, we need you. And I was like, you ain't got to say nothing else, Coach Holtz. You had me at hello.
Wow, man, I got goosebumps right there. So, I mean,
right
yeah. Once you experience that, you know anything's possible, man. And once again, you guys, 4-year starter at Notre Dame. I mean, the legendary Lou Holtz calling your phone. It doesn't get any more special than that. So, you know, when you talk key factors, that's a key factor. I see why you chose Notre Dame right there. So, living a dream. Let's get into our next topic, you guys. And if you're joining us for the first time, Before You Go Pro is Powering the Locker Room show. So we cover topics that are important to you young football players, trending topics that you guys are going through. And this one was one that caught my attention, you guys. And obviously, Kory, you've got some NFL experience, so you know it's cutthroat. But Q, the guru, I mean, here in the Bay Area, and number 3 overall pick, Shanahan says it comes with the territory, but when you look at a young man struggling, Q, we'll start with you, and they've invested so much into this young man. Who's to blame when it doesn't work out? Is that more on the young man and maybe he should have never been put in that spot? Or is that more on the organization?
I mean, I blame it 100% on the organization. It's not the young man's fault. I mean, you look back and he's not, you know, the first. And I mean, I would say, and I hate to use this word, but it is in many regards that, you know, to be like, hey, he very well could be a bust, you know. I mean, we've seen the Jamarcus Russells. We've seen the Ryan Leafs. We've seen these guys, big strapping kid, all the intangibles, all the measurables, but just can't get it done, man. And I mean, when you go that high, you're almost really expected at that quarterback position in a lot of cases to be able to digest his playbook and come in right away. Not when you go top 10, you're right now. You're right now. So it's one of those things where, you know, when you have Purdy, you know, coming in and out of nowhere, you know, a later round pick and being able to get it done, the real key is now, well, how much can we get off of him if we trade him? Because he doesn't have any good film. You see what I mean? So it's a tough situation for the 49ers, you know? And I know he wasn't expecting to exit left as quickly as he's going to have to, but that's a tough situation for that organization. The money they've given him is gone. But in regards to recouping anything on a trade, he doesn't have any good film to go off of.
Talk to me, Big Kory. I mean, obviously, some people are throwing this kid to the wolves, and they're saying he's never going to be anything. It seems a little early. I know he's been injured. Do you think this is more on his fault or more on the Niners?
You know, listen, I'm going to say this. I think as a scout, if you don't have the mindset that you hope they can perform like they did in college, then that's your fault. Right? Because it's one thing to go in college and shine. College is not the NFL, right? And so at the end of the day, sometimes it just doesn't translate. It happens, right? It's sometimes you have a best friend growing up and you fall out, you're best friends anymore. It happens, right? Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden, to me, a college scout, a GM, you hope that this player can translate to the NFL. Not all can. Now, it's very few that are that high pick that don't do it, but heck, it happens. Right? It happens. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, you know, I think it's still too early to call him out on it yet because he hasn't had the body of work yet. He needs some time. But I just feel that at the end of the day, you have to hope the player can translate to the NFL. It doesn't always happen. Doesn't mean it will happen. Doesn't mean it won't happen in year 2, year 3. That's right. So at the end of the day, I think we have to realize that he's had little film, hasn't played much, has been hurt, right? And let's be honest, he hasn't really had all the best role models to learn from in Frisco, right? So at the end of the day, give him some more time and let's see what happens. But to me, and you're a scout, you're a GM, you're always hoping because you just never know either way.
Good point. Good point. And maybe he's got a little bit of a shorter leash, you guys, because of the school he's coming from. He's not coming from Notre Dame or even a Kansas. He's coming from North Dakota State, and maybe that's contributing, you guys. So that's a big one, you guys. On to our next topic, and I also want to acknowledge some of our beautiful people that are already with us. I see the Royal Auto Spa for sure. I think that's Big Jeremy stopping in. Thank you for coming in, and then also the great Coach Foss. Thank you for joining us. He says poor evaluation by the 49ers. So that's there too. So it's interesting because they miss on the expensive kid, and they may have hit on the cheap kid and Purdy, so they might have saved themselves.
And we've seen that before too.
We have seen that before too. We have seen that before too. So let's get on to our next topic, you guys. And this one just was a 4-alarm fire in my inbox. A few people hit me with this one. The great Jamaar Chase, superstar out of Cincinnati, says, a little bit of one-night passion can lead to some headaches, you guys. And it seems like this young lady is a little bit harassing his mom and him, and she wanted a little bit more than the one night. So I'll start off with you, Big Kory. Sure, coming from California, some people might have some eyes on you at Notre Dame when you got to the league. Give these young men some advice on how to choose the right spouse, the right companion, because these guys are going to have some companions. But how do I stay out of this situation?
Yeah, listen, when you got the kind of money he has, it's crazy, right? You're going to have more of that, unfortunately. Listen, that's a tough one, man, and because I can't speak for everybody. I just know this. I'm trying to find someone, that can vibe with my mom, right? Because listen, at the end of the day, my mom's at least, right, was like, hey, listen, who you hanging out with, who you meeting, who you connecting with. I want to know. Right. I want my mom to know, right? I definitely want, right? And so I think, when you're looking for a significant other, you got to find someone I believe who can vibe with your mom. You got to find someone who I believe, if you didn't have anything left, if you was in a brown paper bag, she would still ride with you. Right. If the money's gone, right, are you still riding with me? It's just like a kid who picks a college, right? Right. If you get hurt in those 4 years, let's say those first 2 years, right? Are you still at a place that they still love you and they still call you family? That's what I would want, right? I want someone who's genuine. I want someone who, if I lost it all tomorrow, says, hey, babe, let's go get it again together. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I think, unfortunately, when you have the high profile, social media and the money these guys making that they put public, unfortunately, you're going to attract some of that riffraff, right? So you have to be a real good screener, right, of yourself to know, hey, listen, this just doesn't seem right. That's why I like moms, because mom's going to tell you the truth, either way you like it or not. Mom, Kory, I don't really like her. Her energy don't feel good with me, but it's your thing. Mom, I'm gonna take that. It's your boy can say it, it's one thing, but when mom says it, it's like, if my mama said it, okay, I might have to really look into that. So for me, I think number one, getting mom's opinion is important. Number two, find someone who likes you for you and not the money or the sports you do. If I left this today, baby, I got tired of it, I wanted to be a custodial worker, are you still with me? Right? If you can find those two combinations, I believe you can find the right one.
I love it. Q, this is a tough one, man, because to Kory's point, once you get to a certain level, it kind of gets harder to decipher, man. Can get these kids some kudos, man, or some tidbits. Can I tell looking at Earl's Instagram? Can I tell by what she's wearing? Is it her vibe at the party? What should I be looking for, Guru?
I can agree with Kory 100%. I've said this in past episodes, and I will keep saying it. If you're out here and you're single with that kind of money, get waivers. Yeah. Okay. If you want to be single and do your thing, we've all been young men. We get it. Yeah. Okay, fine. But these women go out to sign some waivers. That way it's no legalities. I'm not going to pop up with my name going across the bottom of the screen on ESPN and Allen, somebody or Shannon and them making fun of me because I made a mistake. You want to sign a waiver. Then we can hang out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
That's how you nip that in the bud, basically. And on top of that, if need be, as I've said before, if you need to go out in public, you want to go party, have security with you.
Yeah.
Have security with you. That way, it's one of those things where it's only who you allow to get an arm's length of you.
Great point.
That way you're protecting yourself.
That's a great point.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So there you go, you guys. Some of you young athletes might have an opportunity to be a pretty high profile player. And it's not just pros nowadays. You know, some of these college, high school kids, even, you know, a Bronny, you can't play around with it. So great advice right there, you guys. On to our next topic. And this one was fresh off the press too. Obviously, Michael Orr hit a lot of fame when his story came out in The Blind Side, and he played at Ole Miss, actually made it to the NFL, but now he's saying that he's feeling a little exploited with what took place and saying that he never was adopted and he didn't really see any of the money, and it was kind of a money grab for everybody. So I want to start off with you, Kory, and I want to kind of take a different approach with this. Because I don't know that some of that might be he say, she say, but there is some point and some validity to maybe a young man not being 18 yet and signing off some NIL rights or different things like that. So, you know, new day and age, you probably would have a lot of NIL money coming out of Bishop Amat, you know, going to Notre Dame. So maybe with some advice, man, for these parents on what to look out for, or for some of these athletes on who they should deal with when it comes to name, image, and likeness.
Yeah, it's a great point. That's a tough question, and it can go in so many different dynamics. I would just say this to keep it simple and quaint. If someone that you can trust has been with you when you didn't have anything, and you feel as though they'll still be with you when you have nothing, you can trust them. Right, and I was a parent. I have friends that I rode with growing up that when I have a pot to piss in, right, they was with me, and when I didn't, and then when I knew that along the way, I knew how they were from inside, right, and so I knew these are good people. So first off, you got to be surrounded by good people first and foremost. That's number one. You know, number two, you got to understand nothing is for free. So you know, when you get something, they give you something, you got to ask questions. You know, what does this come with? Right? Because if I give you a bag of 50 grand, but I don't tell you why, and I call you in 6 months and say, hey, remember the bag I gave you? This is why. This is what I need now. Right. Oh, no, you need to know why I got that bag at the beginning. Why you want to give me this bag for? What's in it for you? Because there's not too many freebies nowadays in the world we live in today.
Right.
So number one, have someone that you can trust who's been with you when you had nothing. Number two, make sure that you're understanding what you're doing. So you say, hey, listen, here's a bag for 100K. Cool. I appreciate that. But what does this entail for me? Right? Boom, boom, boom. I need to know A to Z. I need to know what this means. So we have no falling out issues down the road. Right. Number three, at the end of the day, if you didn't earn it and it doesn't seem right, doesn't feel right, feels a little bit sticky, feel lucky, then I'd back away, personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great advice right there.
Sure.
You talk to me a little bit, man, because this is a tough situation.
Yeah.
They were taking care of him to a certain extent, man. So what about an athlete that's very talented and maybe has a parent that doesn't have all their marbles, man? What would you say to a young man like that?
I mean, it's because talking about a young kid, they're not mentally developed. A lot of times they just want to play ball, man. You know, they don't really, you know, the aspect of protecting themselves, is not there. It's still that innocence because of the age, you know. And it's unfortunate. Again, I'm sure there is a ton of validity in regards to what this young man, was saying that happened back then. But I tell any parent, if it's a situation, especially possibilities, or even that you remotely think, get yourself an attorney. Get an attorney. that will make sure that all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted, and they are there typically to protect you and your son or daughter, in cases like this. That's how you nip that in the bud. You go get an attorney. You don't try to brave this alone because it's too many loopholes, and the rabbit hole can go down way further than get yourself an attorney.
100%.
No, that's great point right there, Q. So any of you young athletes are feeling like something's off, any of you parents, somebody's approaching you and your child with an NIL deal, something doesn't seem right. For one, like Kory said, what's in this for you? And then for two, like Q said, there's no problem with us getting an attorney and letting them sit down with us at the table and help out. So that's great advice right there, you guys. We're on to our next topic. And for everybody that's joining us live, once again, I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood. We've got Q, the guru, and then the great Kory Minor, Notre Dame legend, you guys. Played with Lou Holtz as his coach. Amazing memories, played in the NFL. So giving us some great game tonight, you guys. And speaking of Notre Dame is the only Power 5. This is very unique, you guys, but the only school that gets Power 5 type validity, type notches on their belt can play in the college football playoffs, but is not affiliated with the conference when it comes to football. And football and hockey is the only sport that they're not affiliated with the conference. They've got their own TV deal with NBC and just a big time brand doing big time things. So I want to speak directly to you, Kory. Blue Blood brand. Do you think it's beneficial for Notre Dame to stay an independent and out of a conference, or do you think it would be more beneficial to the brand to be affiliated with the big time conference?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I've been asking that question for many years. And even when I was there, I asked this question to myself many times. And I would just say this: if the advertising dollars are there for NBC to keep us independent, then I'd rather keep us independent because it makes us special. Because we are, and this, I don't mean this any type of way to toot my own horn or be elitist, but Notre Dame is a very special place. It just is. And I don't mean that just from an athletic standpoint. I don't care if you're a fan, you might not be a fan at all, but I promise you, if you come on campus and walk around the campus, you could be an SC fan, you could be a Florida State fan, Penn State, Michigan, you can hate Notre Dame, but I promise you, you'll call me up and say, Kory, this campus is absolutely amazing. There's something special. It just is. TQ, yeah. I can't, it just is. It just is.
Yeah.
So for me, as someone who went there because I know it was special, I'm okay with us being a little bit different. And so as long as the advertising dollars are there for us to keep us, independent, I love that, right? Because we create our own schedule, we play who we want to play. Think about this. Unlike Ohio State, unlike Penn State, unlike USC, unlike any other school, that whoever we play, those 12 or 11 games that we have every year, we're playing the team's best, right? It could be TSU, it could be Central Michigan, it could be Wagyu State, right? Whoever we play every week is trying to beat our head in because it's their time to shine. National TV, Notre Dame, exposure, all that, right? You can't say that in the Big Ten because when Ohio State plays Rutgers, anybody really care about that game, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Even, in fact, this year we play TSU. Are we playing TSU? Notre Dame is, right?
That's right.
So it's a big game for TSU. It's a big game for Notre Dame because it always is for us. On top of that, we're coming back from Ireland playing them. That's right? So let me ask you a question. Who's playing football in Ireland besides us? You see what I'm saying? So I love the fact that we're special. I love the fact that we have flexibility, like my man Jimmy just said. Those two things to me are just quintessential Notre Dame that I just absolutely love.
Yeah. I see the great Jimmy Rucker coming in and saying he likes the flexibility with the schedule. Let me put on the NBC hat on you, Q. If you're NBC, are you still rocking with Notre Dame, or are you thinking they need to go into a conference?
Man, you have to. It's how do I say?
You played there.
Yeah, I mean, we played them. We played y'all 29 at the Eddie Robinson Kickoff Classic.
Yeah.
So what he's saying about the campus is 100% right. Like, I'm here to vouch myself. It just is. It's a feeling. It's almost. I mean, I hate to say creepy, but sure. It kind of is. You just feel something there, and you can't put your finger on it. You can't really explain it, but he is telling the truth. So I can agree. But as far as NBC, Notre Dame almost in ways. I mean, have the Ohio States and the USCs and all the, a ton of, Heisman winners out of these various powerhouse schools, but it's somehow Notre Dame somehow single-handedly defines football. It's just that name. It's like we said, if you had to pick one, it's just them. Win or lose, the Lou Holtz era or not, whatever. It's just they somehow define college football. This Cowboys somehow define the NFL, or the Yankees define baseball. You see what I mean? It's just that. It's a brand that's above the rest. It just is. So absolutely. I mean, NBC is going to pay whatever they need to pay, because of that reason. Because I mean, they always have probably, if not single-handedly, the toughest schedule in the country because everybody wants to. Everybody.
Jimmy says Notre Dame can play 12 bowl games in a regular season.
Pretty much.
That's my point.
Their down games are Navy and Army and Navy. That's their down games. And Army and Navy are still going to show up.
Right?
Yeah. No, very, very special place.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to go play at Notre Dame, then people know you a different kind of athlete. You a different kind of prospect. There's a few blue bloods like that.
To Q's point, think about this. When schools go play at Michigan or go play at Penn State or go play at fine institutions, but players aren't walking around taking pictures. A visiting team, at Notre Dame, they walk around and take pictures. I've seen them, right? I've seen visiting teams come in early with camera phones, right? Or cameras and take pictures, right, of our campus. Right, and so
that's good for 7 points right there.
Right, what Q was saying, right? It's just a different. It's a different feel, whether you like us or not. Right, it's a different feel when you get on campus.
Yeah, I mean,
great point.
I mean, I it's funny because I mean the beginning of this show and I story your story as a kid, and I remember myself, and I always liked Notre Dame, whether I went there or not. But I guess I'd more when I was a kid, I more looked at like style of play, and I always Rocket Ishmael.
Sure,
it was something about and because on the top of that he played for Notre Dame, so it was something about this Rocket Ishmael and Jerome Bettis and watching them. It was different. Like it was electrifying coming through the TV, man. It was.
Appreciate that. Sure.
There you go. All right, you guys. Well, hey, Blue Blood program, probably like you said, if you had to choose one, that's probably the one that a lot of people would choose. Yeah. Movies like Rudy and a bunch of great movies about Notre Dame football. So we are on to our next topic, you guys, and we don't want to keep Kory long. As you see, he's literally in South Bend dropping off his daughter as a freshman to school. So I'm sure there's some nostalgia there. But we've got our special part of the show, and that is the lightning round, you guys. The lightning round, and I'm so excited to have Kory go through the lightning round. So for those that are joining us for the very first time, this is our chance to put Kory through a little bit of a word association game, you guys. Find out what's on number 4's mind, okay? Right. So I know we got some people probably watching live recorded that know Kory. You may be wondering what he's thinking. I'm about to tell you what he's thinking because I got some questions right here on my notepad. So 60 seconds, unfiltered. We get Kory Minor unfiltered, you guys. And I got a pretty good list here. You ready to go, big dog?
I'm ready, boss man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you both.
Here we go.
All right, so I'm going to get the stopwatch ready. Stopwatch is ready. And then the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? Now, we don't just do this for fun. If you do get to 15 or more, then you're in the lead. Yeah, 15 is no joke. If you can get to 15 or more, then it's going to be a dinner on the locker room show. Okay? Right, so 15 is the number. You get one for tech delay because we are states away. So you get one for tech delay. So even 14, you're rocking and rolling. I got you at 0. And it's the first thing that comes to your mind, Kory. Okay, so I got the stopwatch ready. First thing that comes to your mind. All right, number 1, Bishop Amat High School. Go.
Amazing.
Mango or pineapple?
Pineapple.
Lou Holtz.
Amazing.
Best player you ever played against?
Jerome Bettis.
Blueberries or strawberries?
Oh, blueberries.
Marcus Freeman.
I like him a lot.
Parachute out of a plane or hang glide off a mountain?
Neither.
J-Lo or Shakira?
J-Lo.
Aaron Donald. He's rolling.
Beast.
Yeah, he rolling.
Walter Payton.
Love him.
Favorite dessert?
Pudding. Chocolate pudding.
Fruit Loops or Captain Crunch? 50
Ooh,
seconds.
Cereal, baby, all day.
Julius Peppers.
Beast.
Daylon McCutcheon.
Beast.
Time. He might have got it. He got it. We might have to put in a Kory. We might have to put in a Kory loophole. We might have a new rule. But he played it smart. He gave us about 6 beats. but he played it smart. So
he might have got that one too.
He might have got it. So let's add it up. Ladies and gentlemen. Once I already see some people in the comments with some comments. So remember, 14 is the number because he gets one with the tech delay. He gets to 15. Now, if he gets over 15, then we got to send some money to South Bend because he got to go out to dinner. So let's add these up and then revisit. We're gonna add up and revisit. So number 1, he got the Bishop Amat. Number 2, we're going with the pineapple. Number 3, the Lou Holtz. Number 4, we got Jerome. Number 5, we got blueberries. Number 6, Marcus Freeman. Number 7, neither. Number 8, J-Lo. Number 9, Aaron Donald. Number 10, Walter Payton. Number 11, the favorite dessert. Number 12, Julius Peppers. Number 13, Daylon. And number 14, Captain Crunch. So with the tech delay, he comes through. All right, so we might have to have a duel. I got to look up who is the other person at 15. But we might have to have a duel before the end of the season. So great job. Great job, Kory. Let's revisit a couple of these. So Bishop Amat, that's your great high school. Yeah. He's going with the pineapple over the mango. Lou Holtz, obviously legendary. Now let me stop on this one. All the great players that you played against, you going with your teammate, Jerome?
Yeah, so it was actually 2. It was my first. I couldn't really get out. I couldn't get out my mouth really. So Jerome was of course in there, but I was going to say also Orlando Pace.
Okay, yeah.
Orlando was a hog.
Yeah,
definitely.
So he's going. I couldn't get that one out quick enough. So my JB came to me next.
And he was athletic.
There you go.
Yeah.
And both Hall of Famers, so you can't go wrong right there.
Sure.
He's going with the blueberries over the strawberries. That sounded like it was a tough one. Marcus Freeman is obviously the Notre Dame coach.
Yeah.
And Kory approves. He's saying no parachute, no hang glide.
We ain't doing that. No.
Aaron Donald is a beast. We know that. He's going with the pudding. That might have been a surprise. The big linebacker. He's going with the pudding on that one. And then, of course, he already told you in the beginning he's all about that Captain Crunch. So we love it. We love it, Kory. Thank you for having some fun with us. Let me check on these comments. And then Big Jimmy said he gave you 10 points. He said you should have got 10 points for the neither. He ain't going on the hang glide or he ain't going on jumping out.
Much love, Jimmy.
Yeah. And then we got some Q&A. I'm going to get to see Coach Eric Foss with the Q&A. But I know, Q, you've got one for the Q&A too, buddy. So go ahead, rip away.
I was just going to ask, from your recollection, out of all of those games, is there one particular game that really kind of stuck out for you? The time that you were there, and I know it was a ton of wars, you were in huge games, but is there one that really stuck out, whether it was fighting through adversity, maybe with an injury, or y'all were down late and you had to make a play, pull it off, but is there any one game out to you?
You know what, Q? That's a great question, man. Listen, I've been a humble guy my whole life. Sometimes to my default. So I'm gonna be unhumble, if that's the word on this one. I will tell you the game I remember most against Ohio State my sophomore year. They blitzed me off the corner right into a boot. Right, the quarterback booted out right to me. I got him by the neck. The QB was Stanley Jackson. I got him by the neck, about a 10-yard loss, and almost instantaneously, the student body goes, Kory Minor. And then, about 3 seconds later, TQ, the whole stadium, Kory Minor.
Wow.
If I died right there, I'd have been okay.
Wow. I got goosebumps right there.
From a kid who was 6 years old, I was 6 years old with this dream. So for 8 years, I just had it, couldn't do anything about it. I finally got to high school, I can do something about it. For a 6-year-old kid to have that dream and to experience that on a sack from a student body and then the entire stadium, Kory Minor. Speechless, QT, speechless.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then on top of that, playing a big time program and making a big play on top of that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I knew you had one. I had to ask that. I knew you had a story.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one, and then I'm gonna get to Coach Foss's question. And thank you, Kory, because I know you're on a different time zone.
All good, no worries, boss.
We really appreciate the time. Obviously, man, like you said, just you guys got everybody's best shot week after week, and NBC is trying to put you guys at prime time with the best teams. Those Florida State games. Was there any teams that you played against where you felt like their talent was matching your talent or beyond?
We never could beat Michigan State, ever. We played them, I think 2 years when I was there, and they always beat us up. And I don't mean like 15, 16, 21, 24. I'm talking about like 25-0, 31-0. Something about Michigan State we just could not beat. They somehow were always much more physical than we were. I'm not sure how, because we thought we were a pretty physical team, but they seem to always have our number, and that will always stay with me. You know, we just couldn't beat Michigan State, man.
Was there a particular player on their team?
TJ Duckett.
Yeah. I don't remember offhand. They just
no, Duckett, I don't think was there when he was there. Was that Tony Banks?
They were well coached, very fundamentally sound, and just very physical. And they rose up to our challenge every time, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know Coach Foss has a question, and this one looks like a good one. Question for Kory Minor: was Lou Holtz as genuine a person as he seemed in TV interviews? And was your greatest or favorite memory? What was your greatest? So Q already got that one. But as far as Coach Holtz, is that just TV or is that the real deal?
Listen, it's like it's the same situation that Alabama's gonna have when Nick Saban retires. When you get into a Rolls Royce, where do you go next? What's TQ? Listen to what's the upgrade from a Rolls Royce? What's the upgrade? Another Rolls Royce?
Right? Is there one? I mean, some coaches just aren't replace that. You can't replace them, man.
You can't replace that. So Q, there's no words.
It's not.
There's no words for this man. When this man told me and my mom when he came to our house, he said, "Listen, Miss Minor, I promise you this: your son comes to Notre Dame. He'll be a better man in society. He'll be a spiritual man. He'll be a great father one day, a great husband one day, a great person one day, a great business owner one day, a great godly man one day. If you can find that somewhere else, have him go there."
Good luck.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Good luck.
And it made good on it.
Yeah, and it made good on it. And then every time you needed him, his phone or whatever it was, his office phone or his office hours, it was open. Like it was like he could have been there with the AD. Hey, it's my player. Let me talk to him for a minute. I'll get right back to you. He was just that guy, and I absolutely
did he ever tell you guys, Kory, what made him that way?
You know what? That's a great question. I don't know if anybody ever asked him. I would like to think though that he's had some good coaches. I mean, he was coached by Woody Hayes, so he gets from Woody Hayes, right?
Yeah, that Woody Hayes tree. Yeah,
I would imagine that Woody Hayes tree is pretty marvelous, right? And so. Yeah. Then remember he's a renowned speaker. I mean, he's on the road, probably 50, 100 gigs a year if he wants to be making, 35, 50 grand a speech, if not more now. So he's a motivator. He's an inspirer. I mean, that's the reason why the way I coach the same way. I mean, he will get on you and he will get on you and build you back up in the same sentence. That's a great coach. See, coaches that are not good to me, they'll just and they'll leave you there. So he would do all that. He'll put his arm around and say, "I love you, son. Let's talk about it."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a different coach. And so I tell you, that's what I say. When you go right into a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, what's next? And listen, and Bob Davey, he had to get the job, right? Anytime if Notre Dame offers you a job, you're gonna take it, whether you're ready for it or not. He had to take the job. Yeah. How you gonna replace Lou Holtz? Just like how they gonna replace Nick Saban? It's no different. It's the same situation. Think it's the Bulls in Chicago, Phil Jackson. They ain't replaced him yet.
Yeah. You just can't, man. You can't.
Some guys are just on another level.
They are, man. Yeah. But it's funny you said that because like even with me, the Kansas at the time, that Woody Hayes tree, like if you trace that back, it's Lou Holtz and keep going down that that tree. Like Glenn Mason, that was a head coach of Kansas. He played for Woody Hayes. So it's that his tree, he cranked out legends under him.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
It's kind of like the college version of Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
Woody Hayes was special, man.
Exactly right.
He was special. But I'm just wondering, you as a kid and you're sitting there next to your mom, right, at the kitchen table, at what point did you kind of have to like harness your emotions, like, Holtz, man? Like at one time, like when did that set in? And you're like, okay, I gotta get a grip. Like at least until he leaves. This is Lou Holtz at my kitchen table, man.
When he called that night, the same day I got that letter, I couldn't talk. He said, because hey, this is Lou Holtz, is Kory Minor there? I was like, because I was 6 years old, right? 6 years old. I had this dream at 6 years old. Yeah. And so for him to call me at 18 and be like, hey, we want you, I couldn't speak.
No way.
First of all, he's a magician. I don't know if you guys know that. He's a magician. He has tons of magic tricks he does. I don't know if you guys even know that. He's a magician.
I didn't know that.
He's freaking phenomenal.
It doesn't surprise me, but I didn't know that.
Right.
He has this trick with newspaper. He rips it all up in pieces and back to normal. I don't know how he does it every single time he do it. It's phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal.
You're still like a kid with it. Wow. Wow. Well, shouts out to the great Lou Holtz. I mean, come on. Like I said, you don't. We would probably end the whole show if we had Lou Holtz on the show. We wouldn't even have no more episodes. That'd be
no
it.
More.
So
you'd be done.
So oh no. But hey, we appreciate you. For those that were we were late, but you guys see why it was the right time for you to stay on with us, because we had an amazing guest tonight. This is the great Kory Minor. He always shares his heart, you guys, because he wants everybody to be great. So we appreciate him for that. And Kory, thank you for joining us tonight.
Amen. Listen, I love what you both are doing. Keep it up. You're changing lives, inspiring people. That's what life's all about. If you ever need me, anything you need there in the season, I'm here always. Just reach out and I can do for you. If a guest can't make it, you need somebody, anytime, man. Let me know how I can help.
I love it. Oh, for the people, where should people reach out to you?
Oh yeah,
Kory Minor.
They can go check me out on Instagram at K Minor, KMINOR number 4, KMINOR number 4. Check me at KoryMinorTraining.com. Facebook, Kory Minor. I'm wearing a gray vest. I have a gray jacket. I have a few profiles there. Gray jacket, KoryMinor.com. I'm Kory Minor on Facebook. Man, reach out. Anything I can do for anybody. Listen. At the end of the day, my whole goal is mission on life is why I'm breathing to change lives every single day, man. So whoever I can help. I do a lot of videos, motivational videos on my social media platforms. So if I can help anybody, inspire anyone to be great and do amazing, man, I'm here, man. So thank you both. You keep doing what you guys do, man. You got to change your lives. You don't even know it, man. Keep it up, both of you.
That's a walking blessing right there, y'all. Y'all better
walking blessing, and he's blessing us. He's blessing us from Touchdown Jesus. He's in South Bend right now, dropping off his daughter. So he's giving us some Touchdown Jesus blessings. So Kory, hey, safe travels, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
We'll talk to you.
Man.
All right, man. So, hey, that is the great Kory Minor, and we are so glad to have him. You guys see, You guys see why he's one of the best. He does speaking engagements. He's on the road right now. Q, he always lays it down whenever he comes on, man. And good to have him.
And that's some awesome stories. And Sauce, you just not gonna get anywhere else. That's why y'all continue reaching out, telling your family and friends you're not gonna get this sauce anywhere else. You're not gonna get it anywhere else. That's why you gotta tune in. We got it right here for y'all. Every single week we coming with it.
Speaking of sauce, there's gonna be some games tomorrow. Some of these high school kids, man, and hitting the field tomorrow.
Friday night lights.
It's here.
I've been telling you, it's time to strap it up. It's time to strap it up.
Over.
I'm telling you, it's been over. It's been over, But I mean, hey, for some of you kids, that are not on the map just yet, it's your time. And some kids has been already on the map. The scouts will be in the stands.
And here we go, you guys. So
here we go.
All of that work that you guys put in the off season, now it's gonna come out for you. If you didn't put any work in, then that's gonna come out too.
That's gonna show
also,
right?
You guys keep in mind this is a long season. It goes by quick, but it's also not gonna be all in one game. So if you have the greatest game in the world, or if it's not so hot, stay focused and come back next week. So speaking of coming back next week. Every Thursday, come get some of this sauce from the Locker Room Show. And we got another great guest coming in next week. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but we got another great guest coming in next week. So we'll see you guys. Q, anything for the good people before we get out of here?
Make plays, make plays, make plays.
Make plays. We'll see you at the top.
Some football.